A large model Showman'S engine, and this one is part 27, looking at ways to secure the side panels and a change of plan. On screen at the moment you're looking at the right hand side panel, and when I look at the panel from above through the hole in the roof, I can see there's a bit of a problem that I've overlooked. This is a side panel that I made for the right hand side. I'm quite happy with the slot that accommodates the check valve, but I realised that I cut away far too much metal from the front of it to make allowances for the long piece of flat bar that operates the drain cocks, when all I really needed to do was to cut a slot in the front part to allow it to move back and forth. That's not the main issue though, I'll get to that very shortly. Before I go any further, at this stage of the job I need to find a way of securing these side plates to the cylinder at one end and the main frame at the other end. It's important to be able to remove these side plates very quickly for maintenance purposes. Ideally, I would like them to clip into position so they can just be lifted out when required. But they have to be secure, I don't want them falling off when I'm going down the road. To start with, this is plan A. I'm removing one of the nuts from one of the studs that holds the rear cylinder cover to the cylinder. This is a 1/4 BSF nut on a 1/4 BSF stud. In this idea, I'm going to make a bracket that will go over the stud and then the nut will hold the bracket in place. And I must point out that I really am busking this, and I'm not really sure how it's going to end up. Maybe I should make a special fitting that goes onto this stud. I don't know yet. I think to start with, I'll use a flat metal brass plate and see what happens. This is a piece of brass that I found in my box of pieces of brass. I need this piece of brass plate to fit above and below the central stud. It helps if I hold the ruler the right way round, and the measurement is 2 1/4 inches. And using a Sharpie felt tip pen, I draw a line 2 1/4 inches from one side. The marking out is not very accurate, but don't forget this is not the finished job, it's just a mock-up to see what it looks like. Over now to the drilling machine, and using a centre drill first, I accurately spot the point where I'm going to drill a hole through. The good thing about using centre drills is you can move them around. If you initially spot it in the wrong place, you can persuade it to go through somewhere else. I soon find the right position, and then I go through with the centre drill first, followed by a twist drill. As the stud is 1/4 inch in diameter, this is a 1/4 inch in diameter hole in the piece of brass. The piece of brass fits on this stud perfectly, and the good thing is the ends of the piece of brass are also supported on the existing nuts above and below the stud. Time now for a bit of metal bashing. Initially, because of the curvature of the side plate, I thought I would have to make a double bend, and here I am making a double bend in the vise with a hammer. It's a soft hammer and I'm being very gentle with it. Annoyingly, the black marks that are appearing are from the steam up. I got some steam oil and soot on this hammer. I don't know how I did that. Very soon I realised that I didn't need any double bends in this piece of brass, so I flattened off one side, and then I held the piece of metal directly in the vise, hammering it over to get a sharper bend on the vise jaws. The next part of the job was to drill 2 holes in the piece of brass as shown on screen. These are 1/2 inch in from each end. Here you can see the general idea. I fitted the mounting bracket onto the central stud using the nut that I'd removed. And for this next job I really could have done with an assistant. I had to hold the side plate in place whilst I marked through the hole in the bracket using my scriber. Then I drilled a hole in the side panel and put a bolt in there too. But I don't want a bolt in the side panel. I'd already given up on this side panel anyway, because as I looked downwards through the hole in the roof earlier, I realised that the bend on the side panel was not good enough. It needs to be a much bigger bend than this. And at this moment in time the side panel is a bit lower at the front than it should be. In this clip you can see that the sides of the slot that accommodates the check valve are not equidistant from the valve itself. All is not lost though. I did buy 3 pieces of brass so I can replace the one that I've been working on with the other new piece of brass, And here, using my bending rollers and this soft mallet, I changed the position of the bend on the brass sheet. It was surprisingly easy and no damage was done to the brass. Here it is in position on the left hand side. I just need to bend the trim to suit, not forgetting to soft solder it in position. I also need to bend another plate for the other side. I'll show the soldering process, but I'm not going to show any more metal bashing on these side plates. The next time you see them, they'll be finished, ready to fit to the engine. This weekend I have some more work arriving in the workshop in the form of a Martin Evans simplex locomotive that needs a new boiler fitting to it and various other things including painting. So I've got plenty of time this week to figure out these side plates, fit them to the engine and finish the job. That's it for this episode. Stay well, stay safe, thanks for watching and I hope you found it useful. Please take the time to visit my Mainsteam Models website and click on the section of the website that says Video Playlists. And by doing that, you can find other videos that you may like to watch. And by using the playlists, you can actually watch the videos back to back, making it unnecessary to comment that the videos are too short.